I was the emperor's older sister and his personal matchmaker. I found him the woman who became his empress. I found him the woman who became his most beautiful consort. I raised a stable boy in my household who grew up to become the greatest general in Chinese history. People say I had a good eye for talent, that I could spot a diamond in a pile of stones. But nobody talks about the price I paid. 3 marriages, 2 dead husbands, a son who died before me, all the glory and all the grief of being born into a royal family. I tasted every drop. My name is Princess Pingyang. I was born around the year 160 before the Common Era, in the Wei Palace, the great palace of the Han Dynasty. My father was Emperor Jing Liu Qi. My mother was Wang Zi. When I was born, my mother was just a beauty, a low-ranking consort. She had no real power, no real protection. I had no older brothers, just 2 younger sisters. We were not important, not yet. The other women in the palace looked at us and thought, this girl will marry some minor official's son, live a quiet, unremarkable life. Nothing special. They underestimated my mother. Wang Ji was sharper than all of them, while they fought over who wore the prettiest dress or who sat closest to the emperor at dinner. My mother was thinking 3 moves ahead. She secretly built an alliance with my father's sister, Princess Guantao, together. They brought down Lady Li, the emperor's favorite, and pushed my little brother Liu Che to the position of crown prince in the year 150 before the Common Era. My mother was made empress, and I was no longer a nobody. I was the eldest daughter of the Empress of Han. That was the first time I understood power is not about beauty. It is about knowing which door to knock on and when. My father loved me. He did not want to send me far away to marry a Xiongnu chieftain, the way many princesses were used as gifts to keep peace with the barbarian tribes. Instead, he chose a husband for me from the great families of the capital, Cao Shou, the Marquis of Pingyang, great-grandson of Cao Can, one of the founding heroes of the Han Dynasty. I heard he was gentle, educated, handsome. My heart fluttered with hope. But I also knew this was not a love match. It was politics. My father needed the old noble families on his side. I was the glue. On my wedding day, I rode through the streets in a carriage draped with red silk. Drums and music filled the air. When I stepped through the gates of the Pingyang mansion, my old title disappeared. I was no longer Princess Yangxing. From that day forward, I was Princess Pingyang. That name stayed with me for the rest of my life. And Cao Shou, he was even better than I had hoped. He did not treat me like a distant princess to be feared. He treated me like a wife. He was warm, attentive. He noticed when I was cold and brought me a blanket before I asked. We walked together in the garden. We listened to music together. He laughed at my stories about the palace. He told me about the court. Those were the most peaceful, most happy days of my entire life. Then our son was born, Cao Xiang, a tiny, pink, perfect little boy. I held him and thought, I am not just a princess anymore. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am home. I thought this happiness would last forever. But in a royal family, forever is just a word people say before the storm comes. My father died in the year 141 before the Common Era. My brother Liu Qi took the throne. He was 16 years old. Emperor Wu of Han. He was brilliant, ambitious, impatient. But his empress, Chen Ajiao, the daughter of Princess Guantao, had not given him a son. This was a crisis. An emperor without an heir is an empire without a future. I understood what I needed to do. As the emperor's elder sister, my position depended on his favor, and the best way to keep his favor was to be useful. So I did what my aunt Guantao had done before me. I selected beautiful girls from good families. I trained them, I prepared them, I kept them in my mansion, waiting for the right moment to present them to my brother. In the year 139, Liu Qi visited my mansion after a ceremony. I brought out my carefully chosen girls one by one. He glanced at each of them and shook his head. Not interested. Not one. My heart sank. I ordered the banquet to begin. Music, wine, dancing, and then a voice clear as mountain water, soft as spring rain, rising above the noise of the banquet like a bird lifting into the sky. I looked at my brother. His eyes had stopped moving. He was staring at one person, a singer. A girl from my household, dressed simply, no jewels, no fancy silk, just a plain robe and a voice that could stop the wind. Her name was Wei Zifu. My brother's expression changed. Something lit up in his eyes. I had seen that look before on my father's face when he looked at my mother. I knew the moment had come. During the banquet, Liu Qi excused himself to change clothes. He called for Wei Zifu to attend him in the dressing room. I understood. I did not hesitate. I immediately requested permission to send Wei Zifu to the palace. Before she left, I held her shoulders. I looked into her frightened eyes. I said, "Go, eat well. Take care of yourself, and if fortune smiles on you, do not forget the person who sent you." I did not know it then. But that one moment, that one song did not just change Wei Zifu's life. It changed my brother's palace. It changed the military future of the entire Han Dynasty. Because Wei Zifu had a brother, a quiet, unremarkable young man who worked in my stables. His name was Wei Qing. Wei Zifu's path in the palace was not smooth at first. She was forgotten, left in a corner. But I knew real gold does not stay hidden, and I was right. Years later, she won my brother's heart again. She bore him daughters, and eventually a son, Liu Ju, the crown prince. Meanwhile, her brother Wei Qing, the boy who used to hold my horse's reins, caught my brother's attention. He entered the military, and what happened next shocked the entire empire. Wei Qing turned out to be a military genius. He defeated the Xiongnu again and again. He conquered the north. He became the greatest general of the Han Dynasty. My brother made him Grand Marshal, Marquis of Changping, the most powerful military commander in the land. The Wei family, the family I had discovered, nurtured, and presented to the throne, became the most powerful clan in all of China. But while their star was rising, mine was falling. In the year 131, Cao Shou got sick, suddenly, terribly. I searched everywhere for the best doctors. I sat by his bed day and night. I fed him medicine. I wiped his brow. I begged him to hold on. He could not. Chaosho died, my gentle kind, warm husband, gone. The mansion was so empty after he left. I held little Kaoxiang in my arms and looked around the rooms where we had laughed and walked and listened to music. Everything was still there, the furniture, the garden, the flowers. But the person who made it all feel like home was gone for the first time in my life. I understood what it means to lose someone you love, not the politics of loss, not the strategy, the real thing, the emptiness, the silence that fills every corner. I began my widowhood. 7 years, 7 long years of raising my son alone, watching from a distance as Wei Zifu became empress, as Wei Qing became legend, as the world moved forward without me. My brother felt sorry for me. A princess should not be alone, he said. He wanted me to marry again. He chose the way our father had from the old noble families. He selected Xiahou Po, the Marquis of Ruying, great-grandson of Xiahou Ying, another founding hero of the Han Dynasty. I had no expectations and no right to refuse. I was a princess. My marriages were not mine to choose, so I put on the wedding dress for the second time. This marriage was a nightmare. Xiahou Po was nothing like Cao Shou. He was spoiled, arrogant, he drank, he chased women. He kept concubines everywhere. He did not respect me. He barely acknowledged me. I was a princess of the Han Dynasty, the emperor's own sister, and my husband treated me like furniture. But I could not live in that time. In that world, a woman, even a princess, could not control her own marriage. I could not scold him publicly. I could not divorce him. I could only swallow the humiliation day after day. I thought this was the worst it could get. I was wrong. In the year 115, Xiahou Po committed an unspeakable act. He had an affair with his own father's concubine. The scandal spread across Chang'an like fire. Everyone knew, everyone talked. The entire court was disgusted. Xiahou Po could not face the shame. He could not face my brother's judgment, so he killed himself. His title was stripped. His kingdom was dissolved, and I was a widow again, for the second time. 2 husbands, both gone, in the span of a few years. The people of Chang'an whispered about me. Some pitied me, some said I was cursed. I heard them all, every word, every glance. But what broke me was not the whispers. It was what came next. Shortly after Xiahou Po's death, my son Cao Xiang fell ill, my only son, my only child. The one person in this world who was completely mine. Not a political arrangement, not a strategy, just my boy. He died. I cannot tell you how that felt. There are no words, not in Chinese, not in English, not in any language ever spoken. I stopped eating. I stopped going out. I sat in the empty mansion holding his clothes, remembering his face at every age as a baby, as a boy, as a young man. Gone. All of it gone. 2 husbands and a son. The 3 pillars of my life all pulled out from under me, one by one, until there was nothing left to hold me up.
I sat alone in the courtyard at night, looking at the moon, asking it, what did I do wrong? What crime did I commit? Why does heaven keep taking everything from me? The moon never answered.
And then, at my lowest moment, a name kept appearing. A name I had known for decades. A name that had traveled from my stables to the emperor's war room to the pages of history. Wei Qing. He was no longer the quiet boy who held my horse. He was the Grand Marshal of the Han Dynasty, the man who had crushed the Jiangnu, the man whose name made barbarian kings tremble. Wei Zifu was empress. Her son was crown prince. Wei Qing's 3 sons were all marquises. The Wei family was the most powerful clan in the empire. And the court officials began to suggest Princess Pingyang should marry Wei Qing. When I first heard this, I was stunned. Then I laughed. I said to my attendants, Wei Qing used to be a servant in my household. He used to ride behind my carriage holding the reins. How can he be my husband now? I was not looking down on him. I just could not wrap my mind around it. The boy who bowed to me every morning was now the most powerful man in China outside the emperor himself. My attendants said, My lady, think carefully. His sister is the empress. His nephews are princes. He is the Grand Marshal in all of Chang'an. There is no one more suitable for you. And more importantly, he knows you. He has seen your worst days. He will understand your pain. I sat with that thought for a long time, and slowly I realized they were right. Cao Shou was chosen for me by my father. Xia Houpo was chosen for me by my brother. Both times someone else decided my fate, and both times it ended in pain. Maybe this time I could choose based on something different, not bloodline, not politics, but on who this person actually was, what he had actually done, how he had actually treated people. Wei Qing had risen from nothing. He had earned everything with his own hands. He was steady. He was loyal. He was kind to those beneath him and humble before those above him. I nodded. Wei Zifu told my brother. My brother issued the decree. In the year 124, I put on a wedding dress for the 3rd time. This time was different. There was no nervous excitement, no numb resignation, just a quiet, steady calm, like the surface of a lake after a long storm. Wei Qing treated me the way no one ever had. He put away all his battlefield roughness, all his military sharpness. He left it at the door, and inside our home he was gentle, careful, patient. He knew what I had been through. He never pushed. He never demanded. He just was there. When I walked in the garden, he walked beside me. When I talked about the past, about Cao Shou, about Cao Xiang, he did not interrupt. He just listened, and sometimes he handed me a cup of warm tea without saying a word. When there was trouble at court, he always made sure I was safe first. I had seen him as a servant, bowing, quiet, invisible. I had seen him as a general, commanding armies, winning wars, receiving the emperor's praise. He had seen me as a happy bride, as a grieving widow, as a broken mother. We had seen each other at our brightest and our lowest. And that is why we understood each other. Because real love is not about seeing someone at their best. It is about seeing them at their worst and staying. We had 10 years together, 10 peaceful, Steady, warm years, the best years of my life. Not the most exciting, not the most glamorous, just the most real. I finally understood what happiness actually looks like. It does not look like a palace. It does not look like a title. It looks like a man who used to hold your horse sitting beside you in the garden, saying nothing, just being there. But fate would not let me keep him. Wei Qing had spent too many years on the battlefield. The cold, the exhaustion, the wounds, they all caught up with him. He fell ill and he did not recover. When he died, he was peaceful. I held his cold hand. I did not cry. Not this time. I had used up all my tears years ago. I just sat there, feeling a piece of my heart go dark, like a room where someone blew out the last candle. 3 husbands all gone. I was the last one standing again. After Wei Qing died, my brother's suspicion of the Wei family grew. Wei Qing's son, Wei Kang, was not given his father's title. Even though Wei Kang was not my blood son, I had lived with the Wei family for 10 years. They were my family. I went to the palace. I knelt before my brother. I told him Wei Qing fought for this empire his entire life. He bled for you. He won your wars. Do not punish his son for no reason. My brother could not refuse me. He agreed. Wei Kang inherited the title. After that, I was tired, truly tired, in my bones, in my soul. I began to prepare for my death, and I made one request, one final wish. I want to be buried with Wei Qing. My attendants objected. They said by tradition a princess should be buried with her first husband, Cao Shou, your original match, the father of your son. I shook my head. Cao Shou gave me my first happiness. Xia Houpo gave me endless pain. But only Wei Qing gave me the last warmth, the last respect, the last 10 years of peace, my whole life. Other people made my choices. My father chose my first husband. My brother chose my second. The court chose my third. Where I lived, who I married, what I wore, what I said, none of it was mine. But this last thing I will decide for myself. Bury me with the man who held my horse, the man who held my hand, the man who held me together when everything fell apart. I wore 3 wedding dresses in my life. The first was red and gold, full of hope, full of innocence. I was a girl walking into a new life, thinking love was simple, thinking happiness was forever. The second was heavy dark. I wore it like armor. I had no hope, no choice. I walked into a house I did not want, with a man I did not choose, and I survived. Barely. The third was quiet, soft. I wore it like coming home. I was not young anymore. I was not beautiful anymore. I was not innocent anymore. But I was free for the first time in my life. I chose the person, not the title, not the bloodline, not the politics, the person. 3 dresses, 3 marriages, 3 completely different lives inside one single life. People ask me, was it worth it? Being a princess, I do not know. I had silk and jade and the finest food in the empire. But I also had 3 coffins and an empty house. I found the emperor, his greatest empress, and his greatest general. But I could not find myself a husband who would outlive me. I shaped the destiny of the Han Dynasty, but I could not shape my own. Is that lucky? Is that tragic? I think it is both at the same time, like most lives. So tonight, before you close your eyes, let me tell you something. You will wear different dresses in your life. Some will be beautiful, some will be ugly. Some will be chosen for you, some you will choose yourself. The beautiful ones might end in tears. The ugly ones might teach you how to survive, and the one you choose yourself, the quiet one, the simple one, the one nobody expected, that might be the one that finally fits. Do not be afraid of wearing the wrong dress. Do not be afraid of standing in the wrong house, with the wrong person in the wrong life, because sometimes the wrong life leads you to the right person. Sometimes the servant becomes a general. Sometimes the last marriage is the best one. And sometimes, just sometimes, after everything falls apart, you get to choose one thing, one small, beautiful, final thing that is completely yours. Hold on to that. Good night. Sleep well. And tomorrow wear whatever dress you want. Good night.